Do you know what the most precious off-grid resource is? Now, granted, I'm only a month in, so any perceived wisdom I have is suspect at best. But for me, time has been our biggest hurdle, having enough of it. Each day is a war between doing what we want to be doing and doing what we must. And just as we start to get the upper hand, the day ends.
So today we're dealing with a normal RV, not issue, but occurrence. Maintenance is good, yeah, normal RV maintenance. Our gray water tank is full. Our tank's about 40 gallons. And it's just taken us a few showers and a few loads of dishes to fill the thing up. So rather than just dumping the water into a hole or having it run off into nothing, what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be running a little trench out from the line and then teeing off of it and creating a little planting area to do a few different things. But we want to make use of our gray water rather than letting it go to waste. So in order to make use of it, we need to dig a trench. And unfortunately, where we're parked is kind of up against the base of Tita's Hills back here. And because of that, we're going to be digging at a decline into an incline, which is going to make it so we have to dig twice as deep in order to get to the distance we want. But it'll make really good runoff, and the plants there will be really well watered. So let's get to work.
So as project day began, I expected that at the end we would have a completed trench. But the day had other plans.
Okay. Okay, so last night at around, I don't know, 7, the Mormon crickets, as they're known out here, started showing up. Now I'll show you some B-roll of what those things look like, but what we're doing out here this morning is just kind of doing a walk around of our trees. Some of the neighbors inform me that these things will decimate our trees. So we're just having a look at each of them to see. Oh yeah. Wait, let's see. Let me turn it around here. Okay. Oh. There's our pup guys.
For some reason, my audio decided not to record here, so we dub it in post. Our pump team for the well has arrived, but I think we should talk about the Mormon crickets first. These guys emerge 3 out of every 10 years. Now, I can't speak to their faith, but I can tell you they aren't crickets. They're a type of katydid. Laying dormant underground during winter, when the weather gets dry enough, they emerge and exit their bullet-looking eggs. They're harmless as far as biting or stinging, but they are ravenous and cannibalistic. You know, when they first showed up, our instinct was to stay inside, but the season for these things is long, and we don't have the time to waste sitting idle. We caught a tip in the comments from a local Gokondian, a local. So while the bugs swarmed and the pump team got started, we ran to town for future project supplies.
And just like that, we finally have water. You know, getting this into place is huge. We've been making trips into the city to fill up our jugs, our 5-gallon jugs. It's not difficult, and the water's not expensive there or anything like that, but it is a little embarrassing coming in to town once or twice a week to fill up 8 very dusty water jugs one at a time inside Walmart. I feel a little bit like the Clampetts when we have to do things like that. But with this in place, our first utility is online, and I feel like we finally have a stake in this property. We no longer have to use bottled water to do the dishes or to bathe. We no longer have to lug 5-gallon buckets from plant to plant all over our property. You know, we're not even using that much of the space that we have right now. We have 40 acres, and we're kind of spread out between 1 or 2, and we're not really using that space. So this is going to save us a lot of time, although lugging the generator back and forth, even though I've only had to do it 3 times now, has already overstayed its welcome. I have a 25-foot cord right now that extends from the generator to our trailer. I think I'm going to order a 50-foot. I know they make them up to 100-foot, but I got to assume at that kind of distance you're going to lose power. You probably lose some power at 50 feet, but we'll see. But either way, I think that's a sacrifice I'm willing to make if I can get this thing closer to the well while still being able to use it at the trailer. Because dragging it, you know, the 150 feet or so that I have to drag it now back and forth, this thing is close to 200 pounds on 2 wheels, so it's like a 200-pound wheelbarrow that you're pulling rather than pushing is a real pain. So now we can bathe ourselves, now we can clean ourselves. We've been referring to Saturday as shower day because we've been trying to conserve water so much. We've been kind of bird bathing it, you know, throughout the week with wet rags, and we bought these no-wash cloths that are kind of cleansing and wipe the dirt off of you, and so we've been using those kind of in the interim. But anyway, this is huge.
Okay, so we've been having this issue with the edge in the mornings when it's cold and we leave the Okay.
What are we doing?
So we've been having this issue with the edge in the mornings when it's cold and we leave the low pressure light comes on for the oil, and it will do it sometimes when Jason takes a turn. Brandon checked our oil yesterday, topped us off and made sure that we weren't having any leaks anywhere. So he told me today, before we drove the car, to check the oil again to make sure that it's at the point it should be. So if it's not, then we're leaking from somewhere more internal or something. I'm not a mechanic, I don't know. All right, so it's got a rag. We'll take the dipstick out. Give it a clean. We're looking for the oil to be between these dot ranges.
Where?
See the two dots that have the diamond kind of powder on it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's our, you got enough oil range. We look good. We're about to like right there, right?
Yeah.
All right, we look good. Okay, so this black lever is for our black tank, which holds the toilet water. This is where it's gonna come out at. Then we got our gray for our gray water, which is what we're gonna be emptying today. And then back there, the white one is for your fresh water in case you needed to empty your freshwater tank. And again, it all comes out of this guy. And what you want to do, if you're emptying the gray and the black, you would do your black first and then your gray.
With the pump in place and a newfound tolerance for crickets, we got back to getting the gray water trench dug. This one trench was supposed to take a day, but after a week, I'm only half done. It's kind of humbling how much of the day is spent just keeping the ship afloat. You put out that day's biggest fires, and if you're paying attention, you learn how to prevent them from returning. But each day is better than the last, and I will do this all day forever over being back in a cubicle.
Trench is getting close to being complete. I'm realizing a couple things. One, gray water does not smell great. I had originally planned on just layering this with gravel and rocks all the way down the trench as it got deeper and deeper, and just letting the gravel kind of filter out anything that came out of that gray water as it moves down that trench towards the tree line and bushes or whatever we end up planting. But now, having drained this thing twice into the trench to loosen that ground up a little bit, we've kind of realized how much we don't like the smell. So the pipe is the best bet. Now, this is yet another example of a time when a truck would be more than beneficial. It is becoming a necessity. Luckily enough, I happened to see one on Facebook for a price that can't be beat, and we're going to go down and take a look at it today. And if all goes well, I'll be coming back with the truck, and then we can continue this project and go get the pipe that we need with the truck, along with everything else that we need. So let's go for a little car ride.
These months and nights take their time coming. Our workday stretches to 8 with the sun, and yet it's somehow not enough daylight. Part of it is setup. We don't have the things that we need on hand, so we spend a lot of time venturing out. Slowly but surely, though, we are getting there, investing time into the property, acquiring the things that we need, and building the tomorrow we see in our heads. Yesterday we completed our first meaningful stake into this land, with 2 more in sight before we can call this place what it is meant to be, home.